So if your body, your physical well-being, were to give you a score out of 10 right now, I'm curious what you feel that would be. Let's actually go through an assessment that I've put together that is science-backed but practical, and I'd like you to go through this with me. The Wellculator is going to look at 10 areas that we know directly impacts our physical well-being, and that then supports our emotional and mental well-being. So this is how you score yourself. You answer yes or no. Don't overthink it. You answer yes if you do that particular activity 80% of the time, so most of the time, let's say 5 or 6 days of the week. If you answer yes, you give yourself 1 point or half. I'll guide you through when to do that. And if it's no, I don't do that 80% of the time, then no point, so that you'll have a score out of 10. Firstly, do you strategically refuel to sustain your energy and good health? So I'm going to go into more detail in a follow-up video about this, but do you have a plan around the way that you eat, the way that you put food into your body to help you sustain your energy and good health? Yes or no? If it's yes, 1 point. If it's no, no point. Do you eat like an artist and support good gut health? That means that you eat 5 portions or more of fresh produce most days of the week. Do you practice mindful living? So specifically, do you eat mindfully? So are you taking 15 or 20 minutes, for instance, to savor your lunch and have a break in the middle of your day on most days of the week? Yes or no? Do you hydrate adequately? So are you drinking enough water? Enough water, by the way, is 1 glass. That's 250 mils per 10 kilograms that you weigh. I'm going to go into more detail around hydration as well in another video. Then number 5, do you know your health numbers? That's half a point if you do. You should know your cholesterol and blood glucose as a minimum on an annual basis. And then for the other half, are you a non-smoker? Then number 6, do you cultivate adequate self-care and intentional rest and sleep? So are you waking up on most days of the week feeling rested? Are you getting enough good quality sleep? Yes or no? Do you cultivate a positive mindset through mindfulness, gratitude, or journaling, or some kind of mindfulness practice? So most days of the week, even if it's a short amount of time, it can be 5 minutes, have you got some kind of practice that helps you cultivate a positive mindset? And then number 7, do you activate your body during your workday? So are you sitting, standing, alternating, sit, stand for instance, walking, stretching, being aware of your posture and your breathing, or are you just sitting for hours on end and not moving? Yes or no? Are you doing adequate exercise? So for half a point, you do half an hour of physical activity most days of the week. For the other half, when you look at a week and you look at the exercise that you do, are you doing cardiovascular exercise, some weight-bearing exercise, and stretching? So it's important that we don't compromise, especially on the stretching, for flexibility. I'm going to go into more detail into that and why and how you can do this in another video. And then lastly, number 10, do you know or notice when your body is starting to feel stressed? And have you got at least one technique that you can do in the spot? So without waiting for a holiday or without waiting to get to the end of your day or take a weekend off, have you got techniques, at least one that you can do in the moment, no matter where you are, to help you regulate the stress response? Yes or no? So if you add up your points, you should have a score out of 10. And I would like to encourage you, when we get to the end of the well-being modules, is to retake the Wellculator and to see how your score is potentially changed. So the average is generally 4 or 5 out of 10. And a lot of what I've shared in the Wellculator, you may agree, is not rocket science. And this shows us how common knowledge is not common practice. So now we're going to take a look and go into more detail around these various aspects on the Wellculator and to see how we can actually create some kind of change that is not only practical and sustainable, but also enjoyable.